Hello dear students, today we are going to begin lesson number 19, page number 56, the Incas. We need to know who were Incas. As I have already written, let's see from here. Incas were a small community who came to rule an empire of more than 12 million people. So we see here, Incas were a small community. That means they were few, not many in number, yet they came to rule an empire where the population was more than 12 million. So it is something to think about. Next, we talk about the nature. We'll be seeing how they were, whether they were very brutal, whether they were savage or not. So that also we are going to see. And the culture also, they took great interest even in the culture. They were very skilled craftsmen as well. But it is very unfortunate for them, towards the end we will be seeing that they were just defeated by 400, less than 400 men. Though they were 40,000 in number, yet they were defeated by them. So let's begin this. How is it that people who had no written language or didn't even know of the existence of the wheel could, within the space of 100 years, build an empire that spanned some 2,500 miles across South America? So this is very surprising, isn't it? We see here that within the space of 100 years, they were able to build an empire that spanned or that existed, or extended how much distance? We can see here 250 miles. It is across South America. So here we see the people I am referring to are, of course, the Incas. So of whom are we talking? We are talking about the Incas. So Incas were a small community who came to rule an empire of more than 12 million people. They ruled their empire from Cusco in Peru and were not brutal conquerors. So as I have already told you, that they were not brutal conquerors, they were not savage, not cruel, that many think them to be. So many of us might be thinking, they were very brutal in their nature, but certainly not. Though they have, they were able to rule an empire of more than 12 million people, yet they were not savage. They took control of the other cultures through a mix of arms and gifts. So arms means arms means the weapons and the gifts. They were skilled craftsmen who were able to produce beautiful jewelry and textiles. Many villagers were so impressed by them that they thought of them as gods. So many villagers were so impressed. Impressed means showing or feeling admiration or respect for someone. So this is what they were. So they were very much impressed by them, and they thought them to be as gods. The Incas were in many ways very tolerant and assimilated. So tolerant means forbearance, we can say patience and understanding. So they were very much understanding, or we can say this tolerant means the ability or willingness to tolerate the existence of opinions or behavior that one dislike or disagree with. So sometimes it might happen, though there are disagreements or dislikes, yet we accept it. So they were very much forbearance or patience, or we can say they were very much understanding and assimilated. Assimilated means take in and understand fully any informations or ideas. So assimilated means this. So take in and understanding for understand fully any informations or ideas. So they understood new peoples, their cultures, and even their religions into their own, but failed to do so with the Spanish conquerors who arrived in 1532. But they were not able to understand the Spanish, who came in the year 1532. With an army of less than 400 men, the Spaniards were able to defeat the 40,000 strong Incas army, and they soon set about looting and plundering the riches of the Incas culture. So here we see Spaniards. Spaniards means a native or inhabitant of Spain are called Spaniards, and they were able to defeat 40,000 by how many? Just by 400 men. And once they defeated, they started looting and plundering. Plundering means to steal goods from a person or a place, plundering the riches of the Incas culture. So whatever the riches, whatever they had, they started taking away. They went from the Spaniards, the Spanish army or the Spaniards. Most of the amazing architecture, the style of design and method of constructions of building is known as architecture, and the complex buildings they had worked to build up were torn down and made into palaces and fortress for the conquering Spanish. So you see here, what did they do? The most of the amazing architecture and the complex buildings they had worked to build up were torn down and made into palaces and the fortress for the conquering Spanish. So here fortress means fortress means castles, or we can call it fort or citadel, or it is a military military stronghold, especially a strongly fortified town. Amazingly, one Inca site remained undiscovered until 1911. So until 1911, one of Inca sites remained undiscovered until the year 1911. It was the incredible Machu Picchu, the Inca temple of the sun. But by this time, of course, the Incas were long gone. But by the time it was discovered, they were already gone from that place. Either killed off by the conquerors, or the diseases that they had brought with them. So either they were killed or by the conquerors, or they themselves have died just because of the sickness they brought with them. Today it still stands at the top of the mountain beside the Urubamba river in Peru. So still today we see this. It stands where Bamba river in Peru, a memorial to the greatness of people that we can now only read about in books. So we can only read about in books, but still a memorial is there. Memorial means a statue or a structure established to remind people of persons or events. So there is a statue or the structure established in order to remind us of them. So this is what we have for today's class. And I ask you, please go through all these things. In case of any difficulties, you may ask me. Thank you so much.